At the height of America's industrial boom, powerful corporations gained extraordinary control over entire industries through the formation of monopolies. Using legal trusts and questionable tactics, they manipulated markets, crushed competition, and influenced government, igniting widespread calls for reform. What is a monopoly? A monopoly is when a single company has absolute control over the supply of a product or service, allowing it to set prices, limit competition, and dominate the market. Monopolies emerged in the 1870s to the early 1900s, during a time of rapid industrial growth and during the period often referred to as the Gilded Age. Several key factors led to the rise of monopolies. First, industrial expansion. New technologies and transportation systems made it easier for companies to grow and take over entire industries. Second, a lack of regulation. At the time, there were very few laws to stop companies from merging or engaging in predatory pricing, which was a strategy where a business lowers its prices, sometimes even selling at a loss, in an effort to drive competitors out of the market. Thirdly, access to wealth. Rich industrialists had plenty of money to invest in businesses, buy up rivals, and control resources like oil, steel, and railroads. Fourthly, the use of creative business strategies. Companies used horizontal integration, which was buying out all other companies in the same industry, and vertical integration, which was a strategy of controlling every step of making and selling a product. Lastly, there was the formation of trusts. A trust was a legal arrangement in which several companies transferred control to a small group of executives or managers. While the companies appeared to remain independent, they were secretly managed as a single entity. This allowed them to form monopolies without technically violating the law. Trusts became a powerful tool for corporations, allowing them to centralize control of entire industries under one dominant organization. This permitted the companies under the trust to work together to control prices, supply, and production, helping the trust to boost profits and cut out competition. Monopolies had serious negative effects on society and the economy. Without competition, they could set high prices and had little motivation to improve product quality or innovate. Workers were often underpaid, and efforts to organize unions were strongly resisted. Small businesses were driven out of the market, unable to compete with the power of large monopolies. Additionally, wealthy monopolists used their influence to sway politicians and shape laws to benefit their own interests. Starting in the late 1800s, the public and media began to push back against the growing power of monopolies. Increasingly, consumers were becoming upset about high prices and the low quality of the products controlled by monopolies. While workers of these corporate giants progressively protested against the unfair treatment, low wages, and poor working conditions, the media played a major role in this movement. Investigative journalists, known as muckrakers, published powerful articles and books that exposed the corruption, greed, and abuse behind big trusts. Their work helped inform the public and pressured the government to take action and regulate monopolies. In the early 1900s, reform-minded leaders like President Theodore Roosevelt finally took a strong stance against monopolies, believing they were a threat to both capitalism and democracy. Roosevelt, who became president in 1901, earned the nickname Trustbuster for using the courts to break up powerful monopolies. Although the government had passed the Sherman Antitrust Act in 1890 in an effort to break up monopolies, the law was poorly enforced and not very effective. To fix these problems, the government was pressured to pass the Clayton Antitrust Act in 1914. This law provided clearer rules against unfair business practices. That same year, the Federal Trade Commission was created to enforce antitrust laws and monitor businesses for deceptive or anti-competitive behavior. These efforts marked a major shift toward regulating big business and protecting consumers as well as protecting fair competition, and led to the breakup of many monopolies. In conclusion, the rise of monopolies exposed the risks of unchecked corporate power and the importance of the implementation of reforms to level the playing field. Ironically, nowadays, there is a growing debate and new concerns about the possibility of the re-emergence of monopolies.